Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. It is Wednesday, April 8th, 2020 at 2 p.m. I have your latest update related to the confirmed cases of COVID-19 coronavirus here in the state of Ohio. Those numbers just came out from the Ohio Department of Health, and we have them for you here now. There are now a total of 5,148 confirmed positive cases of COVID-19 coronavirus in the state of Ohio. Again, as a reminder, Dr. Amy Acton, director of our Ohio Department of Health, has told us many times that this is not indicative of the total number of cases in the state, but it is indicative of the positive tests that have come back. We now have 1,495 people hospitalized, and of those people who are hospitalized, 472 of them are in the intensive care unit, with deaths now numbering 193 related to the COVID-19 coronavirus here in Ohio. The age of the people impacted with positive tests remains from less than 1 year old to 101 years old, and the median age of a positive test is 54 years old, with the split remaining the same from males and females who have tested positive. 48% of those positive tests are males, 52% are females. So as that compares to the rest of the U.S., there are now a total of about 403,000 positive cases of COVID-19 coronavirus in the entire country, and a total of 13,007 deaths. This is according to CNN. On a worldwide scale, CNN also reports that there are almost 1.5 million cases of COVID-19 coronavirus around the globe, and a total of 85,397 deaths. So that's how we compare nationally and globally. Going back to something that had people concerned last night and this morning, we did actually have 2 tornadoes. It's now been confirmed, at least 2 tornadoes touched down in Ohio yesterday. One of those was in Medina and one was in Lorain County. Because of those severe storms yesterday, we do have power outages that are continuing through as late as Thursday at 11:30 p.m. before energy can be restored here in Northeast Ohio. Some of the hardest areas hit include Summit County, which has 12,246 outages, Medina, where one of the tornadoes touched down, almost 7,000 outages, Mahoning, about 2,500 outages, Portage County, about 2,100 outages. Many of these areas won't have power back until 6 p.m. at the earliest today, 6 p.m. on Thursday at the earliest, 11:30 p.m. on Thursday at the latest. And in Lorain, where the other tornado touched down, there are 762 outages. They hope to have power back on for those customers by 4 o'clock on Thursday. So a lot of people struggling with that today. Some news for people who were excited about the opening of Cedar Point. Obviously, that has been postponed at this point, but now Cedar Point is suspending billing for those season passes. This is due to the uncertainty around when the park might actually be able to open. So the suspension of the billing for those season passes at Cedar Point went into effect this morning. The park was originally scheduled to open on May 9th, but again, that has been postponed to an uncertain future date. Park officials do say they hope to open in mid-May or soon thereafter, but of course, all of us are sort of just waiting to see what happens as this stay-at-home order remains in effect here in the state of Ohio. Political news today. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders has decided to drop out of the race for the Democratic nomination to run for the presidency in the upcoming election in November. Sanders suspended his campaign today. This is what he said in his statement, that he cannot, in good conscience, continue to mount a campaign that cannot win and which would interfere with the important work required of all of us in this difficult hour. So with Sanders dropping out of the race, that all but confirms that former Vice President Joe Biden will be the Democratic presidential candidate for the upcoming election in November. As we think about what an election might look like come November, it could be a very different situation than many of us are used to, and we may have to make some arrangements. So in order to make that happen, we'll be looking to our officials to see what kind of decisions are made there. So for those of you who are just joining us, I'll go ahead and give you the updated numbers for the state of Ohio one more time related to COVID-19 coronavirus. There are now a total of 5,148 confirmed positive cases here in the state of Ohio, and the death toll has risen to 193 people who have died related to COVID-19 coronavirus. We now have 1,495 people hospitalized, and 472 of those hospitalizations are in the intensive care unit. We now have Governor Mike DeWine's press conference live with Director of the Ohio Department of Health, Dr. Amy Acton. That's on 3 News. You can also find that on Facebook and YouTube, and we will see you back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. I'll have updates for you there. You can catch our continuing coverage tonight as well on 5 p.m. in What's New. I'll see you there for that broadcast. Also at 6 p.m. in What Matters Most, 7 p.m. on Front Row, and 11 p.m. on What's Next. But I will see you back here tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. I'm Stephanie Haney.